Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about Poor Things. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. This movie has a very strong reception, has a 93% critic score, a 90% audience score. It's not enough theaters to have a cinema score, but still, how am I gonna say how am I gonna say that's a con like at all? So yeah, strong critic score, strong audience score, pros. So reception overall is a pro. Another pro is that this stars one Emma Stone, and she has a pretty strong track record box office wise. She's been in a lot of hits, a lot of notable movies. I mean, she started in Superbad, and then she had like a more of a supporting role in the House Bunny, Zombieland, Easy A. That was like a starring role for her, and that did quite well for itself. Friends with Benefits, I think she was like a side player, and I don't think she really did much in that. There's Crazy Stupid Love. There's The Help, which did both of which did very well. The Amazing Spider-Man, where she was Gwen Stacy. Those movies technically made money, but they really should have done better. Movie 43. Oh, no. Oh, just we're gonna skip past that. And Gangster Squad didn't do that great. Birdman, was a hit, definitely a hit. La La Land was a big hit. I believe did she get the Oscar for that? I'm pretty sure she did. I'm positive she did. Yes, she definitely did. And then The Favorite, which was another awards centric flick, which did well. Zombieland Double Tap did well for itself. Cruella didn't do that great, but when it came out, like pretty much like no movie was doing great except maybe like a few. Like you literally count the number of movies that did well during that period on one hand. So yeah, and so yeah, her track record is strong. She has some bombs in here, but she has a lot of hits. So her track record is pretty solid. So I'm gonna label her as a pro. And I guess the supporting cast is also, we got some heavy hitters in here. You got Willem Dafoe. I mean, this dude is absolute legend. He's been in so much. It's a lot of movies. God, trying to think of like the first one I can recognize. Platoon, I guess. Born on the 4th of July. Is that what the movie is? Yeah, well, that's a Tom Cruise flick. Um, trying to think of Clear and Present Danger. What is that? Oh, that's like a Jack Ryan movie with Harrison Ford. Speed 2. Oh yeah. The movie's awful, but yeah, I have to mention that because he was the villain in that. Boondock Saints. That movie had like no release here, but it was able to gain a huge cult following. So I might as well mention that. American Psycho, he was in that. Spider Man, OG Green Goblin, hell yeah. That's probably definitely his biggest role ever, really. There's Finding Nemo. He was in Finding Nemo. He voiced the character. I did not know that. I don't think I knew that at all. Okay. Let's see, I don't know about Aviator. He was kind of most of these movies. He's like a side player. Like he's rarely like the main guy. um, Antichrist. Oof, boy, that is a movie that is considered one of the most controversial movies ever made. I kind of want to see it, but at the same time, I don't want to see it because I don't know if I can handle it. But it's definitely something to I wanted to mention. Yeah, a lot of this is like supporting roles. Oh, Fault in Our Stars, hilariously, the main star in that, Shanley Woodley, she has a movie this weekend too, Ferrari, which I just talked about. So it's a lot of weird connecting pieces here. And Spider-Man, the Spider-Man connection with like him and Emma Stone, even though they're technically different universes. Although No Way Home, both those Spider-Mans came together. So yeah. um, let's see. Oh yeah, he was an Aquaman. I forgot about that. Oh man, is he even an Aquaman? I don't think he is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's not. And what else? No Way Home, where he reprised his role as Green Goblin. And yeah, so he's a lot of supporting stuff, but he's definitely super duper recognizable. Especially, I think there was like this meme, this picture where he's like next to like I think it was Doritos and Mountain Dew, like the most a gamer meal, if you will, is probably one of the funnier images I've ever seen. You also got Mark Ruffalo, which mentioned him. He's been in a lot of stuff. Uh, let's see. Trying to think of the first major one. I guess Internal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. 13 going on 30. Collateral. Again, like these weird connections. um, just like have these aren't like main roles. Let's see, the Shutter Island, the Avengers, where he replaced Edward Norton as the Hulk. Let's mention that. Just Now You See Me, a bunch of Marvel movies after that, Spotlight, and really not much after that. So yeah, but he's a recognizable face. Who else is there? Who is it? Remy Youssef? Who is that? I'm curious. Damn, there's nothing here. So I thought there would be more credits, but oh well. So you got some recognizable uh supporting actors here, so gonna label that as a pro. Another pro is that it's a limited release strategy because this opened in limited release. It opened in like nine theaters initially, and it had a really strong per theater average, 73K. That is good. That's the type of average you want to see. And then the next weekend it expanded to 82 theaters and had a 15K per theater average, which is quite all right. Entered the top 10. So the fact that it entered the top 10 of so few theaters, that's usually a really good sign. So yeah, so far, and so it's made almost 3 million in not even 100 theaters. So far the trajectory seems to be going really good. So I say a relatively successful limited launch, label that as a pro. Another pro is that it's going to be opening around Christmas. Christmas, super lucrative. I already talked about this ad nauseum. Christmas is a good time to release a movie. All movies benefit from it pretty much. So, yeah, that's an easy pro. I guess another pro is that this movie is very weird. I mean, I haven't seen a single trailer for it, but just looking at the posters, I can tell this movie is a little bizarre, a little out of the box compared to most movies that are out right now. And I feel like that'll definitely help its status because sometimes people like weird movies. People like movies that are like really different stylistically. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to see Everything Everywhere All at Once because it looked so out there. Like and there's definitely a place for movies like that. So, and I feel like this kind of fits that vibe of being like real out there. So, yeah, the fact that it's kind of a out of the box type movie, I label that as a pro. Although there's a bit of a con side to that, but I'll talk about that a little later. But that's pretty much all the pros. Yeah, that's all the pros I got. Well, I guess I can mention the director. Well, the director has only made what? Let's see. The Lobster. I don't think anyone remembers that. Killing of a Sacred Deer. No one remembers that. The Favorite. That starred Emma Stone, and that did quite all right for itself. But it's not a whole lot here I can really comment on. So I'm not really gonna say much about that. But cons. Okay, so there's a lot of movies coming out, which is a real understatement. There's too many movies coming out, this weekend for the holidays. For opening movies are opening Friday will open Friday, and movies opening on Christmas Day. It's too damn many. And what usually happens is that only a few of those movies do well, and the rest just perish. They all die off. I'm not saying Poor Things is gonna. Well, there's a chance it might be one of those movies, but it's not like this was meant. This was gonna be like a huge blockbuster or anything. But yeah, all that competition all over the place. That's not good. So I'm gonna label that as a con. And another con is that although this being out of the box is a good thing, but for some people it might be a little too weird, a little too out there, and it could be seen they kind of see as a bit of a turn off, and they don't want to watch it. So it's very much it depends on who you are, whether or not you want to see a movie like this or not. So yeah, there's the fact that some people aren't gonna watch it because they think it's just a little too weird. Um, I guess mainstream audiences might find this a little too weird, so that's a con. Um, I think that's really it. Yeah, yeah, that's really it. So, um, opening weekend because this is technically opening on a Friday, unlike all the movies I talked about earlier. Those are all opening on Monday, so this is a little easier. Actually, a lot easier. Um, so I gotta do 3 and 4 day. Judging by it's only going to be open in like 800 theaters this weekend, which is technically wide. Um, I don't know. It could. Well, I was able to hit a million, like a million in like 100 theaters. Surely it would do much better than that in 800 theaters. Maybe 3 to 5 million for the 3 day weekend. And it's 4 day. Um, 5, 6, 7. I'm really throwing out numbers because like I don't have like early numbers for this, so I can't really say anything. They're not out there yet. But I'm gonna say like, you know what? And I forgot to mention Christmas Eve. That's gonna really cause problems Sunday. But after that, everything will be fine. But oh, I'm gonna say 2 to 3 million for the 3 day and 4 day, 4 to 5 million. I think that's reasonable, and it's total. I don't know. This could have a long life for like with award because it's obviously a award centric flick. Um, damn, 10, 20, 30, 100. Okay, maybe not 100, but like 20, 30 million. I think would be achievable. So I'm gonna go with that. And then that's it. We're done. We are done with 2023. Thank God. Holy shit! This the last few days these prediction videos has been just the worst. I've had too many movies to talk about, too many videos to make. It's been rough. I'm just glad it's all in the rearview mirror. So yeah, so that's it. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. We'll check out more videos like this. Got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made this year. I just made some prediction videos for, well, Wednesday I made prediction videos for Anyone But You, Aquaman, Lost Kingdom, Iron Claw, and Migration. Now, cinema scores for those movies are now out there, and for Anyone But You, that was like a B plus, which is like expected. It's like not the worst. Iron Claw Migration got like an A minus and A. Aquaman 2 got a B, which is a death sentence for that movie. Yeah, when I saw that B cinema score, I legit laughed. I was like, oh shit. It's over. Well, although to be fair with Aquaman 2, I don't forget it being over. I don't think it ever really started to begin with. So, yeah. It was over before it even began. Let's just say that. So, yeah, you want to watch those prediction videos? you want to watch any of the other ones I've done on the channel, any ones I've done this year or the past few years, you can go right ahead and you can do that. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I covered Poor Things, I think, twice. Okay. The first time was episode 188. Um, yeah, 188, where I talked about it alongside Strays, the Please Don't Destroy movie, and Anyone But You. All right. So that's the first time I talked about it, and this was like when the writer's strike like just happened. Fun fact. And the second time I talked about it was episode 198. This is where things got a lot worse. This is when the actor strike happened around the same time as the writer's strike. So I talked about Poor Things along the same time along with Challengers, Problemista, Exorcist Deceiver, and Saltburn. And like Poor Things was supposed to come out like in September, but then it got pushed to December because of these strikes. So yeah, it's a little fun fact. But if you want to watch, so yeah, if you want to watch those two episodes, you want to watch any other canceled episodes I made, you want to watch them all, and want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. December recap will come out around the first week or so of January, and so will my two-part 2023 recap of winners and losers. So stay tuned for those videos. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.